Absolutely. Here's the revised 3,000-word script for your YouTube channel Auto Xplorer about the 2025 Ford e-Explorer with VW influence, without hiding visual or host references. The script is continuous and natural, like a spoken narrative, ideal for voiceover or on-camera delivery. Hey everyone, welcome back to Auto Xplorer, your go-to place for everything on four wheels. Today, we've got something special for you, the 2025 Ford e-Explorer. And this isn't just any Ford SUV. This one's got German DNA running under its American skin. Yep, we're talking about Ford's first all-electric SUV based on Volkswagen's MEB platform. So buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the tech, design, performance, and everything in between. Let's get rolling. First off, let's talk about why this SUV is such a big deal. The e-Explorer is the result of a unique partnership between two automotive giants, Ford and Volkswagen. A few years back, these two decided to team up and share resources for EV development. The result: Ford gets access to VW's MEB electric platform, and VW gets to scale it even further. The e-Explorer is the first child of that marriage. Now don't be fooled by the Explorer name. This isn't a full-size American SUV. In fact, it's much more compact, closer in size to the VW ID.4. Around 4.5 meters long, this SUV is tailored for the urban European buyer, but with enough space and character to appeal globally. Let's start with the exterior design. Ford didn't just slap their badge on a VW and call it a day. They've reworked the entire body to give it that rugged Ford vibe. Look at the front. It's got a bold, closed-off grille, sharp LED lighting signature, and a wide stance. It screams capability and confidence. There's a bit of Bronco Sport inspiration in the front fascia, and from the side, those squared-off wheel arches and chunky tires really bring out its SUV roots. Move around to the rear, and you'll see a clean, modern design with a full-width light bar, e-Explorer badging, and an integrated spoiler. It's muscular, but not aggressive. It's adventurous, but not overdone. Ford's nailed the balance here. Step inside, and it's a different world from the VW ID lineup. The interior is unmistakably Ford. Front and center is a massive 14.6-inch portrait-style touchscreen that actually slides vertically to reveal a hidden storage compartment behind it. They call it Sync Move, and it runs Ford's latest infotainment system with full wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto support. You've also got a compact digital instrument cluster in front of the driver, and thankfully, physical buttons on the steering wheel. No haptic nonsense here. Everything feels tactile and solid. The materials are rugged but refined. There's soft touch plastic on the dash, a mix of cloth and leatherette on the seats, and plenty of storage all around. The center console is especially practical. Huge storage bin, two big cup holders, a wireless charging pad, and a floating armrest that feels both functional and premium. Even the door pockets are deep enough for large bottles and gadgets. Rear seat space is generous, especially for a car of this size. Thanks to the flat floor, courtesy of the EV architecture, passengers in the back get ample legroom. Headroom is also decent, and you get USB-C ports, rear air vents, and cup holders for comfort. Boot space: about 450 liters with the seats up, which expands significantly when you fold the rear bench flat. There's no frunk, though. The space under the hood is used for electronics and HVAC components. But still, the e-Explorer is a genuinely practical family car. Now let's talk about the powertrain options. The e-Explorer comes in multiple configurations. The base version gets a single rear-mounted motor with around 170 to 210 horsepower. That's plenty for daily driving and highway cruising. If you want more punch, the dual-motor all-wheel drive variant delivers up to 335 horsepower. That's quick enough for 0 to 100 km/h in under 6 seconds. Thanks to the MEB platform, the ride is smooth, the center of gravity is low, and weight distribution is balanced. Ford's engineers did tweak the chassis for a more responsive and slightly sportier feel compared to the VW ID.4. So whether you're navigating tight city streets or hitting some twisties on a weekend drive, the e-Explorer feels planted and composed. Battery-wise, you get two options. The standard 52 kWh pack gives you around 350 kilometers of WLTP range, while the extended 77 kWh pack bumps that up to around 540 kilometers. In real-world conditions, expect about 300 to 450 kilometers depending on how and where you drive. And don't worry about charging. The e-Explorer supports 11 kilowatts AC charging and DC fast charging up to 170 kilowatts. That means you can go from 10 to 80% in around 25 minutes on a fast charger. Ford also offers access to the Blue Oval Charge network, which includes a bunch of high-speed stations across Europe, and it's expanding rapidly. Tech-wise, the e-Explorer is packed. The Sync Move interface is slick and fast. You've got over-the-air updates, voice recognition, real-time navigation with charging suggestions, and full smartphone integration. Plus, there's a dedicated Ford app that lets you monitor battery levels, schedule charging, and precondition the cabin remotely. Driver assistance. Absolutely. You get Ford's Copilot 360 system as standard or optional depending on the trim. That includes adaptive cruise control, lane centering, traffic sign recognition, blind spot monitoring, emergency braking, and even a semi-autonomous parking system on higher trims. Safety-wise, it's a 5-star rated vehicle under Euro NCAP, with strong structural integrity and advanced protection systems. One cool feature we loved was the sliding infotainment screen. It's not just a gimmick. It hides a secure storage area that's perfect for your wallet, phone, or even a small tablet. Combine that with the ambient lighting and premium B&O sound system on top trims, and the e-Explorer starts to feel a lot more upscale than its segment might suggest. So, who's this SUV really for? If you're looking for a city-friendly electric SUV that doesn't compromise on space or personality, the e-Explorer is a strong contender. It offers the kind of practicality you expect from a crossover, with the kind of design and tech that makes it feel modern and exciting. But more importantly, it represents Ford's future direction in Europe and beyond. By leveraging VW's MEB platform, Ford has been able to bring an electric vehicle to market faster and more efficiently. But they've still managed to make it feel very much like a Ford, from the way it looks to the way it drives. Pricing. The e-Explorer starts at around €45,000 and goes up to nearly €60,000 for the fully loaded AWD version. That puts it squarely against rivals like the Hyundai Ioniq 5, Kia EV6, Škoda Enyaq, and even the Tesla Model Y. Compared to the VW ID.4, the e-Explorer feels more expressive and sporty. It also edges out the ID.4 in terms of user interface and interior layout. Against the Tesla, it may not win on raw performance or charging network, but it wins on build quality and driving feel. And versus the Korean duo, it really comes down to whether you prefer Ford's tough styling over the Ioniq 5's retrofuturism or the EV6's sleek profile. So what's our final verdict? The 2025 Ford e-Explorer is a bold step forward. It's not just Ford's first EV on a VW platform, it's a clear signal that the brand is serious about electric mobility and willing to play smart to stay competitive. It combines the best of two worlds, German efficiency and American attitude, and wraps it all into a family-friendly, tech-packed, capable SUV. It may not have the flash of some EVs or the size of the original Explorer, but it absolutely nails what most buyers are looking for: practicality, range, fast charging, safety, and solid value. And for that reason, we think the e-Explorer could be a big hit in 2025 and beyond. That's all for today's deep dive on Auto Xplorer. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the 2025 Ford e-Explorer, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling us what you think. Would you consider buying this EV? Or are you still waiting for something bigger and badder from Ford? Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next ride. Let me know if you want a version with time-coded visuals, a voiceover guide, or social media clips from this long-form script.